Okay, hello and good morning. Well, guess what? We're in November and we're in week 3-2. Let's take a look at these two problems here. Remember, you have a test this weekend on chapter 4. This right here, it's $50 for 3 lines, $10 for each additional line, and $10 for one picture. You want 7 lines. Okay, so if you're going to do 7 lines, the first $50 is for 3 lines. Okay, and then um, we're going to do $10. Let's see, $10. Okay, so plus $10 for additional lines. So that's going to be 7 minus 3, which is going to be 4. Plus, you want 2 pics or 2 pictures, and those pictures are $10 each as well. And this right here will give you your answer. So this is going to be 4 times 10, which is 40. That's 20, so that's 60. 60 and 50. I'm going to say $110 to run this ad. It's like a progression, and there it is. And this is like number one on what we're doing today and what some people have done yesterday. Let's take a look here. A car, $40,000 new. Find the depreciation. It depreciates to zero after 12 years. So we need 2 points. So zero time, 40,000. 12 years, $0. So we're going to do 0 minus 40,000 over 12 minus 0. When you do that, you're going to get negative 40,000 divided by 12. So take 40,000 divided by 12, and you get 333 is your depreciation. So it's going to be y equals mx plus b, y equals negative 3, 3, 3, and one more 3, x, and then plus the original cost, which is 40,000. There it is. Now, if you want to find out when it will depreciate to zero, you would let that equal 0. Okay? We already know it should be 12 years because that's the way we work it. Since we rounded off this depreciation per year, um, then it's not going to quite be 12. All right, that's how you do that. Today's work is right here. If you've already done 1 through 7, then you need to go 8 to 13. If you have questions, please ask. First period, I will work some of these with you. I did with the other classes yesterday. Let's turn our attention now to 7th period. In 7th period, we're dealing with college algebra. Now, let's take a look here. This one right here, I'm telling you to substitute u squared in place of these. Okay, so this right here is x squared squared. So in place of that, we're going to put a u. So it's going to be u squared minus, we're going to put a u in place of that, plus 2 equals 0. And then this does factor. This is going to be u minus 1 and u minus 2. Check the outer, check the inner. You're going to set each one equal to 0. So u minus 1 equals 0 and u minus 2 equals 0. Once you do that, you're going to substitute back and put x squared. And then you got to work that out. Okay, to work that out, you're going to move the 1 and then take the square root. So it's going to be a plus or minus the square root of 1, which is plus or minus 1. We worked this one yesterday. This one you're going to move the 2. You're going to take the square root, and it's going to be plus or minus the square root of 2. Square root of 2, I don't know, 1.4 or something. Anyhow, there it is. Let's take our book out and go to page 123 and work this one. Okay, the way you want to work this one is you want to first isolate the radical. So you want to move the x over here. So it's going to be the square root of 2x plus 7, and then you want to move the x, which becomes a plus. Then you want to square it to get rid of that radical. When you square it, you're going to get the inside, which is 2x plus 7. This becomes FOIL, x plus 2, x plus 2. So it's going to be 2x plus 7. This is going to be x squared plus 2x, and then plus another 2x, and then plus 4. So you're going to get 2x plus 7 is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4. Then you're going to go ahead and move the 2x to the other side and move the 7 to the other side. So now you're going to get 0 equals x squared. 4x minus 2x is 2x. And when you move the 7, that becomes a negative. So 4 minus 7 is a negative 3. And then you got to factor that out. This is going to be x and x. 1 times 3. You want a positive here and a negative there. And I think that's going to work. So it's going to be x minus 1 equals 0 and x plus 3 equals 0. You take a look and make sure we're doing all this okay. So we're going to get x equals 1 and x equals negative 3. So let me go to that page as well. Let's take a look at it. 123, example 4. And they have a negative 3 and a positive 1, and that's what we have right there. Okay? All right. Let's see what else we got to do. Let's go to example 5. Copy this one down. Okay, remember the bottom number is your index or radical on this one. Okay? So this right here becomes the cubed root of x minus 4 quantity squared equals 25. Okay, so first thing you do is rewrite it like that. The bottom number is the index or the root. Now you want to do the cubed root on this. And when you do the cubed root, this cancels. So you get x minus 4 quantity squared is equal to whatever that is. I'm going to look in the book, 15,625. Because remember, that's 25 times 25 times 25. Next thing you want to do is take the square root to get rid of that. So you're going to do the square root of that, that cancels. And you're going to do the square root of that, which equals plus or minus 15 or 125. Okay, and then you're going to move the 4 over here. So it's going to be 4 plus 125, and then 4 minus 125. And then you can see the answers in the book. Okay, if you get stuck on these, go back to the examples. We're going to work one more before I give you your assignment. So look up here. Copy down example 6. All right, to do this one, you have to first multiply by your least common denominator. This is already factored, so you want one of each. So you're going to multiply this one by x and x minus 2, x and x minus 2, x and x minus 2. Now the x's cancel, that gives you 2x minus 4 when you distribute the 2 to both of those. This one, this cancels, so you're going to get equals 3x. And then this right here is going to be a negative x for all of that. So that's going to be a negative x squared plus 2x. And you can look, see a negative times a negative makes a positive. Let's check to make sure we're on the right track on that one. Okay, so at this point we have the 2x minus 4, and then here, let me see what they did. Okay, they have the 3x, and then they must have distributed. So let's see if we can combine this and get what they have, which is 2x minus 4 equals negative x squared plus 5x, and that's what they have. Okay? At this point, they got it equal to 0, and then they factored it. Okay? You could use the quadratic equation as well. So I'm going to get this equal to 0. So the x squared comes first. I'm going to move this over. That becomes a negative 5 minus 2. That becomes a negative 3x. And then, let's see what else we have. Minus 4 equals 0. Okay? And they say this factors. So that's going to be x1, x4. We want a negative in the middle here. So we want the negative bigger with the bigger number and the plus there. And that should work. And at this point, you're going to set each of those equal to 0, and you're done. So x plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. So x equals a negative 1, and x equals 4. here's your work for today. If you get stuck, let me know. We'll look at the solution and figure it out. All right, so have a good morning. Remember, you have a test this weekend.